During the last 60 days, I have been at the task of constructing an administration. But I have been guided by the standard John Winthrop set before his shipmates on the flagship Arabella 331 years ago, as they too faced the task of building a new government on a perilous frontier. We must always consider, he said, that we shall be as a city upon a hill. The eyes of all people are upon us. Today, the eyes of all people are truly upon us. And our governments, in every branch, at every level, national, state, and local, must be as a city upon a hill.
Well, hello, my fellow Americans and fellow Christians, and thank you for joining me for another day of peace and freedom here in the United States of America. The comparisons are easy, and the hope for a better world are within our reach. The difficulties lay not in ourselves to act, but they lay in the price we all must pay to break through the walls that keep us all in. We are finding ourselves surrounded and shrouded today by discouraging evaluations of the country. I, for one, do face the reality. America is continuing on a dark path. Yet, I will be the first to say that if there is still the spirit of hope within our hearts, the spirit of change within our reach, and the spirit of unbridled imagination in our minds, then all is not lost. New horizons are still there, and the storms of life can still be defeated by genuine action we all can take to change America. We all have gifts given to us, and these gifts today are, in my estimation, the power to change, redirect, and build a newer nation. This nation today spends trillions of dollars abroad, wants to police the world, but it does not take care of its own citizens, and it does not have the ability to curb the dangerous activities that is happening within the cities and within the state and the nation itself. How are men to react to such accusations? Are such accusations true? We all know the fact too well. The denial is the catalyst to a greater dangerous paths in America. The uncanny ability of the American citizen is a phenomena the other nations envy. But in short, the times of revealing a people defeated, who hear the words by their fellow countrymen, who desire not a nation of unity, not one of common purpose, not one of common goals and national desires for the betterment of the country, but we have men today who desire to rule by a strict hand, changing constitutional law, overshadowing every activity of the nation through telephoto lenses. They would love to corral the good nature of America and relish it with their staunch love of power and control. How is it we tolerate such harmful traits today in our nation? Have we become so uncivil we no longer care if our neighbor needs bread? Have we really lost the spirit of love thy neighbor as thyself to such a degree that we exonerate criminal actions by passivity? How is it we have allowed ourselves to be subject to the push of a button that can determine our outcome? My argument is we did not watch, and we let the enemy of good life enter our nation's borders, from politics to religion, business to education. This is, I say, an easy fix if we all participate once again in some form of welfare for our nation. Whether we write, speak, make YouTubes, or if we are involved in political, business, education, or religious practices, is a must for all citizens in order for us to see a positive and powerful change in our nation. It is one thing to dream. It is another thing to seek that dream. Power to change does not lay in hope. It lays in action. And we are at a crossroads in American history. We are at that crossroad. We can continue the patterns of dark psychological influences in our country, or we can change the current course of destructive ideologies which constantly flow within the nation. We can stand with all in our nation concerning liberty. We can all stand with the understanding of the value of man and what elements are necessary to change in order for our society to progress and survive. I find it extremely important for our nation to change direction when dealing with the youth of our country by communicating ideas and encouraging them with the understanding we all share the same land and the ability to shape the lifeblood of America itself. Fulton Sheen, the Archbishop, used to say life is worth living, that life itself is worthwhile. This is what we must express to our young people in America. We must express that it is a place where freedom gives the ability to accomplish goals in the pursuit of love, family, God, and neighbor. We are at a crossroads today where tragedy after tragedy is restricting the bright light of freedom in our country, the hope and adventure that life offers. The youth of this land cannot see because they are blinded by dark forces. What we are witnessing today in all aspects of American life is the interference on all levels of family, politics, business, education, and religion. The right of the individual to demand higher ideals to live by, and let the dark forces find themselves buried in the graveyard. Perhaps this is why the cry of the youth is to pick up a weapon to destroy. Perhaps this is the affirmation we all feel when we become troubled and shocked that such destructive activities exist in our nation. There is a saying in our house which is, don't just talk about it, do something about it. Talking to ourselves about the curses of life fills empty air. Nothing becomes accomplished. Nothing gets protected. Nothing gets preserved unless we all participate in some form of personal effort to change. Whether at home, in business, or activities, which can be examples to others, this is a pattern we must all follow in life. America is still by and for the people. We can all still make a difference as long as we begin to see we no longer are a people sitting in the back pew. There is a great cost to having the quality of participation if we all expect others to pay the price. This will lose the battle. Then who shall deliver us? Who then shall keep us from the dangers? Who then will commit themselves? So, my fellow countrymen and women, and the youth of this country, the greater hope for the future lays within every one of us to claim and achieve a better place for us all to live in the United States of America. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.